Welcome back to Woodcraft716.com. I'm Mike Weibel, and on this channel we build awesome projects with inexpensive tools. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe, like, and hit that bell icon so you're notified of all the new content we have coming out. And just like that, we're going to make some bench cookies. I got 60 bench cookies out of this one roll of Easy Liner. These things are great. I use them for sanding, routering, painting, staining, just about everything. They really hold the material good, and you only need a few of them. And so with the super glue and the rubber mat, we're talking less than 25 cents a piece. For all my friends that make cutting boards, this is another great way to use this stuff. The smallest cutting board I make is 8 by 10, so I made this 7.5 by 9.5, and it'll work great for routering and sanding the cutting board. And just like that, we'll start making these. Alright, simple. First thing we're going to do is set our fence to 2 3/4, and we're going to cut 2 strips out of this piece of 1x that's about 13 inches long. I'm going to go ahead and use the adjustable square. I'm just going to put it on my piece of wood and measure the width. Then I'm going to take that line and I'm going to mark it from the end. That'll give me a nice square piece. Then I want to put the board on the miter saw and line up my cut. Remember, we're measuring from the right side of the blade, not the left. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's a bench cookie. Then we're just going to take a scrap piece of wood and we're going to butt it up against the board. Then we're just going to take a C-clamp and clamp it on. Line it up good and tighten her down. Now we can make repeatable cuts. One thing that's very important, make sure your blade stops completely before you lift it up, because that piece is wedged in there and it may come flying out. And you definitely don't want that. Then lift it up and just keep running them down. Now we got our pieces here, and we're at the belt sander, and we're just going to hit all the sides on these things. You could use a palm sander or just hand sand them, really. And just like that, we got all these cut out. It's way more than I need, but I picked up this Easy Liner Select Grip. Really cheap. I'll put a link in the description below. Less than $5, and it's 12 inches by 10 feet. I think these are 2 3/4, so we'll just cut 3-inch squares out of this material, so we'll trim off anything that's left. So I've just gone ahead and cut a bunch of these squares with an X-Acto knife and a pair of scissors. Then I'm just going to take some medium CA glue, put that on there and smear it around, make it nice and even, make sure we hit the edges. Then we're going to take our little pad and we're going to spray some activator on it, so when this makes contact with the glue, it'll instantly harden up. Press it on there. Because of where the holes are, I'm going to give it one more blast with the activator. And that's it, we're good to go. Then I'm just going to take an X-Acto knife and trim up the edges. And I'll do the same thing to the other side. And just like that, these things are done. They're super easy to make and fairly inexpensive. We got 60 out of the 72 pieces we cut. And I just used scrap. I have some pine rounds, I have some MDF, I have some pine squares, just whatever I had laying around. The round ones do take a bit longer to cut out on the scroll saw. And I found the last time I made these, I made square ones, and they really held up. I use them for sanding, routering, painting, staining, just about everything. I know I've made a video on these before, but I was just starting off and it was low quality and I wanted to revisit it. If you got any value out of this, subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you make your own bench cookies. I'll put a link in the description below to the Easy Liner and the glue if you're interested in making these. And remember to always create and inspire. And just like that, we'll see you on the next video.